What is going on? It is season 6. That's right, the premiere of, and Friends, because, as you can see, I am not Chaz, but it is your friendly neighborhood Red Dog. Starting this off with some fuego, some fire, some mood. So, what we got talking about today? Well, we're going to talk about is Kenny Omega bigger than AEW? Are we going to have accountability in wrestling? Is that a thing that's really going to start happening now? And last but not least, are there just way too many titles in the women's division now, or just in wrestling in general? I don't know. Tune in, all this and more to this story, Red Dog and Friends.
The following program is a collection of idiots talking about happenings in the sports entertainment world. It is meant to be comedically informative. The opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their bosses, platform, or whatever network they are on. There may be some out-of-pocket things said on this show, because this is how we talk to each other. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further. Your homies. The 3 Count Podcast. P.S. Please do not sue us.
It's your boy, your nephew, your cousin. It's the Don. Chaz Evans here, checking out the hottest podcast in the world, the 3 Count Podcast.
Hit him with a 3 count. Pin him to the ground and the crowd go wild, man down, know what y'all like. Hit him with a 3 count. On the top row, crowd already know how I fly him to the flow like. Hit him with a 3 count. And your boy real chicken.
No, hell no, hell no. Y'all saw what I saw, right? Like the Jazz and Friends intro coming in here. Yeah. Hold on a second. We gotta figure this. Hold on.
The following program is a collection of idiots talking about happenings in the sports entertainment world. The following program is a collection of idiots talking about happenings in the following program is a collection of idiots talking about happenings in the sports entertainment world.
Oh hell no! This man made all the intros his intro.
Nuh-uh.
I'm about to go back through and reload my intro. Anyway, what's going on? Y'all see who it is. It is your favorite Sunday show. We are back, season 6 with the premiere. And Chaz, we just want to say, our thoughts to you real quick, bro. Like, you're fighting off an illness, but we couldn't wait another week because we were like, we got to get this show back on the road because everybody been missing us. So, what does that mean for you? Well, it's your boy, your nephew, your cousin. No, I'm sorry, it's not that. It's Air Force Veteran Intel Specialist, the one you call on when you need to get the job done in your friendly neighborhood, Red Dog. And here's the thing: it is National Popcorn Day, so get your popcorn out, get some water, get a drink, enjoy the next hour that we're gonna be on because we ain't got to watch the Ravens because we're not Raven fans anyway. But
I'm kind of supporting with the purple in the background a little bit, but I'm not watching it.
I mean, I'm gonna watch it after we get done with all this, and
I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch TNA. So
yeah,
dead.
right.
No offense.
Right.
I'm gonna play some video games.
I might do that too. It's been a long time. Hey Twitch, let's get on and kill some stuff.
I'm gonna go play some Marvel Rivals after all of this.
There you go.
Hey, so real talk. Let's get into this. We have a lot of topics that we want to talk about with you guys. We've been gone for a little bit, so we have some new things that we're gonna add together, and we have some things that we're gonna add. You guys can always still put your comments in below. We're gonna definitely read you guys' comments as you guys put it out there. But here's what we have going on, right? So we have some new things that we want to start. So again, support us on all of our social media platforms. As you can see, Chaz only has this one right here at 3countpod_. And then you guys can check us out on IG, TikTok, which was banned. Now it's not banned anymore, but it could be banned again. I don't know. At 3countpod. And then you guys can check us out on Instagram as well as Threads, all the other good stuff at 3countpod. Thank you for checking us out on Facebook, YouTube. You guys can check us out on Rumble. Unfortunately, we couldn't go live on Twitter because I forgot that our Twitter account is on Twitter Blue, just my personal account, and I think Chaz's personal accounts are on Twitter Blue, so we couldn't go live there. So sorry that we didn't get a chance to put it there, but we will be there next week. We, again, We have a new system. We're trying to figure everything out. Go through 40wear.com as well as prowrestlingtees.com. Check out all of our merch. Buy our merch there. Support us so that we can give you guys better stuff. Now, we have got a new segment that I want to hop into. We used to do Temp Check. It's kind of like Temp Check, but it's not quite Temp Check anymore. You know, some would say it's the greatest segment of all time. It's the greatest debuting segment of all time. I wouldn't say that personally, but I know some others who would. They would love to say it themselves. But we're going to get into Push or Bury.
Oh man, I guess come off like some big ass jerks. Okay. Say less. Look, gotta start it right. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So what does that mean? Push or bury. It's gonna be pretty simple. We're gonna talk about something that we want to push, or we can talk about something that we want to bury. Chaz did not tell me the official rules except for that much. So now we get to kind of have fun. So I'm gonna let you guys go ahead. And he did not say it had to be
Ooh.
wrestling related either. So I'm just,
Oh.
you know what? I'm just gonna let it roll.
Oh God. Oh.
So David,
we
what
can
you
go
got?
real life here. Ooh, I need a second. Hold on. Shit. Oh God. Oh, all right. Hold up. Oh, I'm thinking I might have to go with Barry first, and well, since it's the new year, I might as well start it off right. Tony Khan needs to be buried. Like just him being the booker and running AEW. I just saw his comment.
I'll put it up here in a second.
Yeah, there you go. Tony Booker of AEW just needs to be buried. Just buried. Period.
Okay.
He doesn't need to go away. Like, you know, he can still do the business side of things. He just, yeah. he needs to act like the other Khan in WWE. That's the role he needs to be doing.
Hold on. Let me grab my popcorn while you go through.
Okay, so
Speak your truth.
right? Push. Ooh.
Oh yeah, you can do one or the other. You don't have to do both.
Oh,
Like,
I do. Okay, cool. That's my one. Yay! All right, go ahead. Twitch, what you got? Which one you picking?
I'm pushing the debut of Penta.
Okay.
Speak your truth. You want to elaborate more on it, or you want to say that much?
This is literally the worst kept wrestling secret in a while. I have been a fan of Penta for a very long time now. The entrance was beautiful. Seeing his family at ringside crying was beautiful. It was a great moment, and that's my push.
I'm happy they waited. I am happy.
From
it
what the
wasn't on
debut instead of the debut of Raw on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, me too.
Just because of where they were at, it just made it feel bigger. You know what I mean?
By the way,
Yeah.
this popcorn is delicious.
What flavor is it?
Pizza.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
We're really enjoying it.
Yeah, it's this company out here in Rhode Island, in Providence, Rhode Island, that makes it. I guess is Providence. I don't know. You guys will figure it out. All right. I got one for Barry. I got one for Push. Yeah, I have to. Let's go with the Barry. I want to bury the IWC.
I was trying so hard not to do that.
Nope.
First show.
I thought about that too.
I'm gonna go low hanging fruit. This is season premiere. I'm going low hanging fruit. Why? Why the IWC? Hey, listen up, fuckers. Listen, Penta's kid is crying because she's so happy to see her dad being so successful in WWE, like having this awesome debut, and you fuckers are trying to take that away from her. Okay. Y'all over here, oh, it's just wrestling. Get over it. Blah 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 blah. Nah, she's very proud of who and what is going on. So I can't stand you. I can't listen to y'all. Then not only that, but then you're pissed off about something new every day. I'm gonna put this comment up here. Thanks, Chaz, for reminding me. y'all want to bury Jack Vaughn, the wrestler, the last veteran, the veteran Jack Vaughn, an indie wrestler out of uh I think he's out of Kentucky, but he wrestles at OVW. Okay, and why? Because he's making fun of the business. Because he's telling you how some of these people work, how these people wrestle, and you guys get mad but WWE will literally have like a 20-minute presentation about why wrestling is a show. It's not real for some of you, right? But you're gonna get pissed because Jack Vaughn is gonna sit there and talk about different pins. Come on, man. It's dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb. I listen. Chaz is out here saying he's not funny. He's fucking hilarious, and people get mad because he does the thigh slap thing like all the time, and I'm like, yo, get mad, whatever it is. I'm gonna put this up real quick. Hello, Damien and Red Dog Twitch.
What
Hello,
it do?
what's up? Weird how you would just tell them, hi and to us. Apparently, we had to say wrestling related. His face palm. Oh, Fred Durst is on the show. Oh my god.
Hey, look, star power this year.
Yep, we got Star. Yeah, sorry, that's right. And then I like Big Trouble videos. Big Trouble Ben Bishop definitely has some great videos too. Okay, and then who do I want to push? I actually want to push WWE. Okay, and here's why. So the last few shows that I've watched, right, not just from the stuff on Netflix, but also SmackDown and NXT, have been off the chain. There's been a lot of great stuff that they've been able to do. They've had a lot of great things happening inside and out of what's going on. Great way to weave stories in and out. And I just like the synergy that we're getting with everything that's going on. So big kudos to them, and then also big kudos to Netflix. Like them getting on Netflix, being able to showcase. I think the one thing I would take away from it, and just one thing that I would say, you don't have to end the show 30 minutes early. You
I
have
was a
to
little
stream.
surprised about that one.
That really did catch me off guard because they're also mad. Some people, there were like rumors in the back that like wrestlers were upset with like Penta going over his time, but I was like, what time?
Right? There's nothing
We're not
they
doing a
went
4-hour
over.
show. So I was like, whatever, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. um, uh, let's see. Dean says, I want to push you three out the window and bury Chaz in a ditch.
Look here, you raggedy
Wow.
bitch.
Wow, we're trying to be nice. Why you got to start?
No,
we
I have
didn't want
been
to start.
at it with this man all week,
I-
and now
You know
he
what?
wants to come on here and do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
No. And you know who I want to do an ultra push for? The New Day.
Yes.
Right?
Now you're gonna get it.
I agree
Shout
with
out
that.
to the New Day.
That's my push.
And
That's a
Dean
big-
Curtis is my Barry.
I'm just like, damn, man. Like we was
Right?
not trying to get into it, but now Dean brought it out.
I know, right?
Big pushes to to the New Day.
Oh,
In
yeah.
fact, I want them sweeping the titles. I want to have all
Right?
the real undisputed
Dripping
as
gold.
I used to-
Dripping in gold.
Yeah.
Go there, go to
I want all the
TNA,
singles
take
titles on
those.
too now. Yeah, we got a partnership with WWE.
You
Why
can
not?
even give
Yeah.
him the women's IC title.
Right? I'll be all right with that.
You get all of them. All the,
It's all
if
of
it's does it say tag titles? Bet New Day. That's
Right.
what
Yup,
it
there
is.
you go.
It says
Most
mid card single
decorated
championship.
tag team.
Creed. He said, "Y'all start this war. It's on site all the time.
I
Bet.
bet.
You already
Bet.
know what it is.
Say less.
Bring back Odyssey Jones.
Right?
Bring him back to the New Day. He can replace Big E.
There
Right?
you go.
Well, at least he had their back.
We'll call him Big OJ. Somebody has to push the New Day because they need it. Good luck. They don't need it. They're gonna win this Monday. It don't matter.
Exactly.
Exactly.
All right, let's get into our first debate topic. Right, it's pretty simple. Is Kenny Omega bigger than AEW? So I'm guessing this is how Chaz wants to kind of like say it, and also we have to put our little ticker on there too because we don't want you guys getting pissy at us because so AEW, I mean, it's been doing this thing, but Kenny Omega made his return to wrestling, and it wasn't at AEW first, right? It was at New Japan, He wrestled was in Tokyo Dome, and then
Yeah.
from there, uh, it was what it was. Like, we saw him debut. So the real question becomes now: is Kenny like bigger than AEW?
Who wants to go first?
I mean,
Okay.
we all
Why
have
me?
that ability.
You want me
Because,
to?
yep,
Why
because I'll
me?
need to know if I need to drink after your comments. And I'd like to get it done
Oh,
early.
okay, bet. All right. Well, I was gonna be nice, but since you said you want to drink after my comments, um, well, uh, I don't know. I kind of feel like the whole thing's kind of dumb, and like Tony totally dropped the ball on this.
Yeah.
Um, like, like you let this man come back in your first match, and I don't even know how long. And I like lost track of time. Like I really did. I don't know. He's been gone for a while, right?
Yeah. Speak your
Year,
truth.
a year, maybe. Was
Yeah,
has
a
it been
little bit.
something like that? Yeah, yeah.
Say that surgery.
And then he debuts for another company.
Mhm.
Regardless if you got like a spoken agreement. And then his first match back in AEW is on Dynamite, or was it Collision?
It was Dynamite.
Oh yeah. So, hmm. I mean, it's not hard to be like bigger than AEW, so I guess so.
Hmm.
I guess if the answer to that question is Kenny Omega bigger than AEW, yes, because it's not hard. It's not hard at all. It's
Hmm.
like it's like saying like I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what to compare it to. That's hard. That's really sad. Wow, I got nothing. It's yeah. I don't care.
I'm impressed. I don't need a drink after this.
And see, because I don't know what to say. I don't care. I think that's what it is. I don't care. I don't care.
I expected a whole rant from you, honestly.
No, because I don't care. That's the thing. Because I
That's
really
fair
do
enough.
not
Fair
care.
enough.
Like he dropped the ball. Let's just put it like that. He dropped the ball for not letting them debut and come back in AEW and somewhere else. So I mean, I don't know. It's fucking Tony. God damn it. All
Hmm.
right, I'm done.
Go ahead, Twitch.
I don't know
Let them
what
know.
that man is thinking.
Yes, Kenny Omega is bigger than AEW. If AEW has been around, what we're going on 5-6 years,
Yep.
6-7 years, somewhere around that time
That's
frame.
5'6". I think it's 6.
Most of the people watching wrestling right now can, if you are not an AEW fan, you can still look at Kenny Omega, see his face, and be like, "That's Kenny Omega." Either you know him from Bullet Club, and let's face it, a lot of people watching wrestling now grew up with him as the leader of Bullet Club. He had back-to-back bangers at New Japan all the time. 2 back-to-back bangers at Wrestle Kingdom with Okada. And then we bring him into a company that's between 5 to 7 years old and expect him not to be bigger than the company. I, Kenny is definitely bigger than AEW, and I think sooner or later Tony's going to really mess it up to where maybe he goes back to New Japan full time.
Mm. Mm. Let me choose violence.
Let's choose violence.
No, he's not. Let's keep it a buck, right? This is your EVP. This is a guy that you're expecting to come back to the show. You're supposed to be broadcasting him in a better way, and then you drop the ball. You put this man out here, and let's be real. He's been gone for a year, so you've been gaining some kind of viewership, right? and let's just say we're bringing in some new audience members, and you want to talk to me about how great Kenny Omega is. You're not showing me a package. You're not talking to me about how awesome this guy looks. You're not talking to me about the incredible comeback he's got. Nothing. You stick him in a match with Brian Cage. Now, nothing wrong against the Machine. Hey, that guy looks like a jacked up Hugh Jackman right now, right? My problem is that if Kenny Omega debuts at another company, right? He's your EVP. He's your guy that you're supposed to be relying on, right? And you don't get me hyped up for Kenny Omega, then Kenny Omega means nothing. He's just nothing. He's just another dude on your roster, and that's the unfortunate situation that we have going on. It's just that he's just this guy. Kenny Omega is just a dude. What are you going to do with him? What stories are you planning on running with him? You're just going to stick him in a match with Brian Cage and expect us to care about Kenny? Like, we're not going to. We're just going to be like, oh, cool, Kenny's here. And for the new audience members, they're like, oh, who's this guy? They're not going to go back and research years of the stuff, the great matches he's had with Okada, the awesome matches he's had with Will Ospreay. We're not reading all that. We're not gonna. No one's gonna go back and research the time that he had his WWE tryout and somebody asked him to work a body part, and so he worked somebody's left ass cheek. They're not doing that. So Kenny means nothing to the company. He doesn't mean anything at all. So they have to figure something out, and they have to get something put together that makes people understand that if Kenny is supposed to be bigger than AEW, then you have to give the fans a reason to believe that he's bigger than AEW, that he can grow past this company. Because right now, it just looks like he's just another dude on your roster, and I have a problem with that.
Wouldn't that be more of AEW's dropping the ball instead of it being Kenny? More so, like, I still feel like even though AEW is dropping the ball on presenting his return, I don't know. I still feel like he's bigger than the company.
I forgot who he was wrestling, actually.
I think the problem is that like we all kind of waited for Kenny to come back because we've been fans of Kenny Omega. We're looking at this through like our goggles as like fans of wrestling. And if I was a new viewer, I would look at Kenny Omega and I would think that Kenny Omega is just another random dude that we brought onto the company. Maybe like a guy who got injured. And I don't know if that's that's obviously not the way that AEW wants to present him. They want him to present him as he's this top tier dude, this that former AEW champion. But to me, you just made him look small time. Like you're like, all right, he's just another fish in the pond. And unfortunately, do I think Kenny is bigger than AEW? Well, in under AEW's umbrella, no. When he's at New Japan, I feel like he's not even bigger than New Japan. I feel like he's top tier of New Japan, but also New Japan.
I can agree with that. I wouldn't say he is bigger than New Japan, but he is definitely he definitely is top tier of New Japan.
Yeah. And it's weird because like if you're thinking about someone like the way Penta got presented at WWE made Penta feel like he was the biggest thing coming into WWE. But the way Kenny came into AEW made you feel like he was just a dude. Like he's just here. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. They didn't make a big deal about him showing up. See, I haven't been paying attention. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
No, I get what you're saying. I agree with that.
But it makes sense.
It's almost like AEW's like trying to make him feel smaller, and maybe that's the problem. Maybe he is bigger than the company, but AEW definitely presented him like he was like, hey, look, one of our OGs of the company's back. It's like, so, okay.
Oh, he got treated like he was an old timer.
Yeah. Real quick, let's hop into these comments. What's going on? Chaz Evans, where the fuck are you? Because this man is sick as shit. So it says lock. Look, the new setup, fellas. Y'all getting money. This is nice. Appreciate the look. Trying to still adjust things around. We're trying to figure this out. Me and half of my household are sick. Of course, Chaz feel better. I was expecting a rant too from Dave.
Oh, from me? Okay, look. Like, so let's be
So
serious. I can't
you
rant
said
if I wasn't paying attention.
it says, hold on, I gotta pull this back up again. I forgot we have that 10-second runoff. Damn, Damien must not be feeling good too, because nobody expected that civilized answer.
Right?
So, are you saying that he's not bigger than AEW, or are you explaining how AEW dropped the ball? Both. Both is true. Both is true. Both is true. Kenny got that aura. Kenny does have that aura, but the problem is that AEW makes him feel like he's just not there. And like, I don't. I think. I think there's a problem with Kenny, where Kenny just, you know, maybe Kenny is bigger than AEW. I can put that out there, but AEW definitely makes him feel like he's just another dude, and that's the problem. Um, he said, "There's still next topic." All
That
right,
is
Okay, fine.
true.
We're moving on.
we don't even got to worry about. No, no, no. He's not saying that we have to move on. He's
Oh,
just saying that there's more topics for you to rant off of.
oh, well, yeah, that is true.
um, but one segment that we didn't get rid of is one of y'all's favorite segments, and we're gonna post it up right now. And then Chaz, you have to be ready to post up the the poll, because you know.
It's Damien's Dumb Ass of the Week.
Oh, hey, look, the push and Barry thing came back up. So now we gotta learn how to shut that off, so that way it doesn't come back on and Barry. So yo, Damien, talk to us about dumbass of the week.
For a lot has happened since we took that little bit of break.
Yeah.
And, well, of course, Tony didn't fail during the holiday to be a dumbass. So, I'm going to have to put Cope up there because I'm still coping with the name change.
Oh,
I
God.
want to put that out there real quick.
Talk your shit.
And Tony for allowing that to happen. Let's keep it real. What else did he do? He did something else. There's something else.
Existed?
No, he did something back. It was backstage shit that he's just still dropping the ball on.
I gotta be careful. I'm gonna eat all this whole popcorn.
Yeah, you are.
Or you are smashing that bag.
I'm over
So-
here enjoying this like Big E.
So those are my those two, Cope and Tony, and then fucking Jericho for his match that he had recently against poor
Against-
Dax.
Mm.
Poor
Oh.
Dax. Poor
Oh, the
Dax.
title. That's right. 'Cause
The poor
you're supposed to hit him
Dax.
with the title.
Dude, why was Jericho wrestling like he was suffering from Alzheimer's? I just want to know. It was like he was just forgetting where he was supposed to be at. And I don't want to hear Jericho in some interview in a week from now that, you know, you did that on purpose.
It's
fucked
hard
up.
for him to balance the life of a rock star and a professional wrestler.
Okay, see, you have to be one of those for him to be able to balance.
Damn, that's crazy.
He might be balancing
both.
being he's balancing being trying to be a wrestler in Cheesecake Factory.
Wow. Wow.
Damn.
So those are my three choices for
Sir.
dumbass of the
Wait.
week.
You have Tony. Who else?
Tony, Jericho, and Cope.
Oh, and Cope.
Fuck.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Why did he think that was a good idea?
I don't fucking
I don't
know.
know. And you know the other part too is that he got it copyrighted too. Like he owns
Yeah,
the name
he
Cope.
did.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, we've had the Gimmick Doctor on the podcast for Now Entering the Ring. So if you guys want to, go check that out. That episode is out there. But yeah, I cannot believe that he was like, yeah, Cope. That sounds like a great name. I don't want to be called Adam Copeland. I don't want people to know my real name. We'll go with Cope. The Cope sounds great. That's like,
Wow.
And you know what?
no,
You know what? I'm also want to blame Big E for Adam Copeland changing his name to Cope. I feel like he has something to do with it.
Support that. I support that
You know,
wholeheartedly.
okay. I'm glad.
Unlike
I'm
when
throwing
Big E
I'm throwing
supported
Big
the New
E.
Day.
I'm throwing Big E on there anyway. And I'm gonna tell you why. Who else watched the YouTube Netflix after the premiere of
Oh yeah.
the Raw on Netflix, right? So WWE had like a 30-minute thing. They asked Big E about it, right? About the New Day and how the New Day were out here just mashing Kendrick Lamar, which to be fair, when the new so I'm like, yo, I'm riding with the New Day. I'm riding with the New Day. But when they mention Kendrick Lamar and they're like, yeah, because you're just mad that Drake won the beef. And then they're like, yeah, boo Kendrick. And I was like, I will not boo Kendrick, sir.
Oh, right. I can't agree with that one.
Nope, not at all. Can't agree with you guys.
They were kind of getting reckless.
This is where the
2
line
weeks
gets
ago.
divided. Like we're on IG we're listening to Drake in Compton. Like, I'll ride a solo on this one.
Right.
But the reason I want to put Big E on there, right, is because like they're asking about it, and he's just like, yeah, they're just going after the same things and run their mouths and just keep the wheel spinning. I'm like, yeah, you are talking a lot of reckless noise, sir, for someone who hadn't been around for 2 years with this team. Like, and mind you, they did win a title without you. They won the NXT Tag Championships without you. And now they're here spinning their wheels looking for their friend, and their friend was too busy hanging out with Mia Yim's sister and not talking to the team. And now you want to come out and try to save the team. And here we are again, spinning the wheels because guess what? You talking about them now on YouTube.
Right.
Shame on that man.
Shame on that man.
Shame.
Shame.
You turning their family against them.
Right? Can we
Worse
put
than
Mama
are you?
Kingston on that list too? Shame upon her as well.
Right?
Listen, you need to accept the fact that you got to fly coach aisle seat all the way down,
Right?
to see your son perform.
Most
Next
people don't
time you
even
can
get
pay
that.
for your own Uber.
Right?
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that's crazy. to me.
God,
Some
people are
just
just
ungrateful.
right.
Horrible people.
Dang.
Ungrateful. Hey, so
Horrible people.
before we get into the second topic, I know we're about to hear this one too. It's about to come through. I can't wait. Come through with the new graphics. Yep. We have new graphics now. You can see. Don't use Big E as a comparison. You're not allowed to. Oh, because I mentioned the popcorn. Yeah, because that's what Big E does now. When he's sitting at the
Right.
desk, he's just inhaling popcorn. Like, yeah,
Right.
great. Woo. Rats
Right.
for that, man.
Dean is probably typing a book right now.
We have people in here
Oh,
just typing away.
he just raised his blood pressure.
All capitals.
Chaz out here like, oh my god, I cannot wait to see what this man says. That or he's just like turned the show off and
He might have like, what? I can't do
Aye.
this right now.
whatever. Man probably having a stroke right now. Trying to type away. Okay, so I know Chaz put this as the third category. I want to put this as the second category. So we're gonna talk about this. And then we'll save this. We'll save the second category for last because I feel like we have a lot that we're gonna be able to talk about with this last one. But so this was an interesting conversation about just saturation of titles, right?
I've been hearing that a lot.
Yeah, so sorry, Twitch, just like right over your face. We're gonna have to line this up.
There you go.
It says,
Look at that. Fast thinking.
is the creation of the women's mid card championships really a step forward, or is it just oversaturating everything? So, talking about Chelsea Green winning the United States Championship. By the way, great pick.
Right.
You know,
So happy for that.
Lyra Valkyria winning the IC title, which big shout outs to, and this is how funny when I say this, just big shout outs to Irish folk. Just
Yeah.
winning inaugural titles.
Right.
Finn, Becky, and Lyra all just winning
I'm happy for it.
inaugural.
Though.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
I
big
wasn't
shout
mad.
outs.
It was like, yeah.
Now
but
we
you know
just
what?
now we just need Sheamus to clutch that men's IC title and
Right.
Yeah. So I want to start this off. I think the creation of the U.S. women's title and the women's IC title is a great step, right? It's a step in the right direction. And the reason why it's a step in the right direction is because we've been looking to get more stories built up around these titles and stuff like that with the women, but it just feels like the men's scene has a lot of titles and the women's not so much. But we need the women's to have like more titles in it, so that way we can talk more about these championships. I do agree that the 24/7, the WWE, the Speed title, which we don't even talk about that, right? The 24/7 title, which is gone now, the Speed title, which is somewhere, the 205, the Cruiserweight title, not a thing anymore. You know, we kind of lost out on some of these other titles. The Hardcore Championship is another one I can think of right off the rip. European
Europeans
title,
gone. Yep.
yeah. But I think there's some women that are floating around in the mid card that definitely deserve the opportunity to shine for some of these titles, so that you can kind of see who's going to be the person that you look forward to getting pushed next. Lyra definitely is one of them. Mia, right? Meechin, Chelsea Green. There's a ton of names in there, but there needs to be more stories, less about titles, more about the people that are involved with your championships, right? I would like to see matchups where it's like, let me see where Sonya Deville, right, is getting featured in a storyline with like Naomi, right? Or just it doesn't matter. I'm just picking names out, but
Right.
I understand the reasoning why we're having all these titles. We want the men's and the women's divisions to look similar. I just want to see more storylines lined up where it's like the Wyatt Six versus the what's Chad Gable's new
American Made.
American Made,
American
right?
made.
There was no titles on the line. There was nothing there. It was just teams not liking each other, right? We have the Wyatt Six versus the Final Testament. Like those all make sense, and I want to see those things for more people, right? Like
Yeah.
we have Seth and CM Punk just because they don't like each other. There was no title on the line. It was just that we have Roman and Solo. They were both just fighting after the Tribal Chief title. It's just I want to see that stuff going for the women's, because I want to be able to invest in the women's just as much as I'm invested in the men's. And I think if you're not drawing up those stories for the women, there's no opportunity to watch them grow.
Yeah.
You need to do what NXT is doing, because NXT does that.
Yeah.
With their women, there's a lot of storylines going on with no championship involved in NXT. So now that's a valid point. I guess I'll go next then, since I opened my mouth. Um, like okay, so that's that fine line between like a lot of championships. Like I don't. All right, look, like I shit on AEW for having like umpteen million championships, but at the same time, it does make things a little bit more interesting when you have stories like surrounding them and giving other people opportunity to fight for something instead of like, yeah, okay, it's kind of cool where there's just like this one ultimate prize that everybody in the company is fighting for, but at the same time that's still like, I don't know, get boring. Is that, I think that's where I'm getting at. So like to have these different like things to fight for, like with the women, like that mid card championship is a very prime opportunity to say, all right, like you said, to build future women to be in that main event women's spot. So yeah, like I think it's good. I mean, like Dakota Kai, I wanted her to win, but like that's another person like that. It gives more opportunity, and if done right, it should be good. Like I feel like these mid card championships should be a big focus on your weekly television.
Yeah. 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 What you got, Twitch?
So once upon a time, I feel like there was far too many titles. Uh, Going back to like you said, you had the European, the hardcore, even going as far recent as the 24/7, which is just a revamped hardcore title. But it was always the women's division who got shunned when it came time for a new title. So I think the creation of the U.S. and the Intercontinental title, like you were saying, it gives them something more to fight for. We get a different story, a different set of stories now. Because let's face it, for the longest time it was just the women's championship. Not everybody's going to be women's champion. I'm sorry, that's just the nature of the beast. Like it's how it works. Uh, so yeah, I agree with both of you. It's time for the women to have more, and I think we're seeing that with the creation of these. So I I, I honestly I look forward to seeing what we do with them because even I feel like the women's tag team titles for a while just got pushed to the back burner. Like, okay, we have them, you guys are champion, but we don't have a story for you. We don't have like now we're getting singles competitors that have something to go after.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's funny too because like, when we look around like the women's division, there's a lot of women on that roster, and we're all just trying to figure out like where's everybody's places in the company, right? So when I look at like, I understand why they moved Candice LeRae under Nia Jax, right? Because now it's like her new prep cheerleader now, especially a big shout outs to Tiffany Stratton for cashing in finally and winning that women's
Yay!
title. Big wins,
Happy.
and then
Oh,
then you keep Bailey like around keep Bailey around everything too, right? So I like it, and then the funny part is we all start to miss like Jade Cargill, like she's not on the show. We're all like, when is she coming back? Like
There's
when
so
we gonna
many
find out?
other ones.
Yeah,
There's so
yeah,
many women right now, like getting close to the Royal Rumble.
yep,
Yeah,
And we also gotta look what NXT did with the Women's North American Championship.
yep,
I
yeah,
feel like that was kind of a test run, actually. Like, is it possible? And I think I don't know. That's been a good thing for NXT for the women, giving the women, sorry, to something extra to
yeah,
like strive for. You know what I mean? Just like the North American title did for the men's division. It's like that launching point to the NXT Championship.
yep. And then in the universe too of like the WWE, like Hunter's doing a great job of like merging everything together so that everybody gets to see like what's up and coming, and then like who's still cooking down in developmental and having the ability of just like coming through, and then we still have all of our main roster stories. So, like Roxanne Perez was just on SmackDown.
Yep.
You know,
yeah.
that was great. That was great having her there in context of what happened on NXT, where Bailey and Roxanne Perez were going back and forth, So I like it. I like what we're doing. We have a lot of good stuff happening with all of it. And I just like the fact that we're getting to see women featured kind of predominantly all over the show. So I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And I'm glad that we have a nice little order going on. Um, Something I want to bring up, right? And it's not on our run sheet. So I want to talk about, but Scott Demore, right, has been rumored that he was going to be a part of ROH. There's also been rumored that he's going to be a part of NXT,
Right. I heard that
especially
too.
with the possibility of one Jordan Grace coming over from TNA. How are we feeling about that? Because like he's not there yet. There's been rumors that Sean was going to move to SmackDown, Hunter was going to take over Raw, and then uh, Scott was going to take over TNA or not TNA, NXT with this partnership.
Hmm.
Who
I
is
wouldn't
doing?
be mad at that actually.
Who does SmackDown right now?
Paul.
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 He does both. Yeah.
He's doing Raw and SmackDown.
Yep.
Okay.
I wouldn't even be mad at any of that. What you
No,
just
I'm not. I'm not mad at that.
it's a more though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting ready to say. Is it would be cool to have him have hands on with NXT,
That'd be
but
awesome.
sitting there looking at who would really benefit from having him more, Ring of Honor or AEW.
Yeah,
No, they would need to help more, but I mean the the better paycheck and job would be WWE.
yeah. And
It'd be
I
less
think
of a headache, at least.
right because it's also like it's a toss up. They want AEW wants him at ROH, and I'm sure he's probably wanting a bigger show. He wants to take on like a Dynamite or a Collision,
Right?
something that's going to push them further. So it'll be interesting. I would like to see him on NXT just because I know that he's gonna have some awesome stories that he can be able to push and tell. and get everything moving in a different direction. It's gonna be a lot of fun to see. But yeah, I wanted to talk about that because like I think having those three together, like running the shows, would be wild.
That would be absolutely bonkers.
That would be
Hey,
fucking crazy. I'd be for it.
I would too. I personally, if I had to choose, I would like to see what he could do with Ring of Honor.
yeah,
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think in the long run, he has to go. He has to go work for Tony. I think it just would be better
yeah,
Yeah.
uh,
I kind of feel.
for especially for Ring of Honor. It'd be good for them.
Yeah.
So right off the rip, I have to agree with Fred Durst on this topic. Yeah, you knew that was happening.
Oh, I totally knew it was happening.
I would agree with Old Yeller. I want more storylines to advance and elevate these titles. It's a must.
I'm old
There's
Yeller
a.
now.
I was trying to figure out who's Old Yeller because we're all pretty old.
I'm not old. I don't know who you lying to.
I mean, you can lie to
Look,
everybody, but you ain't lying to me because we
I'm
know
the youngest one here.
by what, like a month.
No.
I mean, look, we already know I'm the oldest, so he must be talking about me. But I feel young, sir.
Yeah,
I feel like Air Bud. What you talking about?
bud. Put a ball through a hoop.
Yep.
Oh man! All right, let's hop into this. I don't know who the hell is honking outside my place. That's crazy. Uh, let's talk about this last.
Oh,
Oh, it's you.
it's not me. Oh, okay.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this last thing. Um, accountability in wrestling. Uh, so, where are we gonna start with this one? This is gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait to hear what we all have to think about. Oh, first of all, just to get the answer. He's talking about me. Thanks, Dean. And then yeah, he's laughing about it. All right, so we're talking about accountability in wrestling. So what are we talking about when we talk about accountability? Well, listen, if you guys watched us and our reactions from Netflix's debut with WWE Raw, there was a certain somebody who came out, brother, and just was surprisingly shocked that he got booed in LA outside of Compton. I don't know why. I have no idea why. I have no idea why he got booed. But yeah, so there has been that situation that has happened. And the original topic for this was going to be, could Hulk Hogan's accolades overcome the controversies that he had set up, right? Or he had. And then Jada Parker liked a tweet and liked something on IG, and some people asked her to explain herself, and she had mentioned she's a D1 athlete who competed in women's basketball. And it is spurred up a lot of controversy among everything. So I will say we did get messages too in our inboxes, and we had someone tell us that trans people should not be wrestling because, or trans women should not be wrestling women in pro wrestling because they have an unfair advantage in the fact that someone like a Nyla Rose, they couldn't even say their name. They were like, I just couldn't remember. They're like, the person that was a man but is a woman now, and she's beating up all the dainty girls on AEW. I was like, well, it's Nyla Rose that you're clearly talking about, and like they shouldn't be there because she has way more power and more muscle than her, and she was beating up all those little girls. I was like, all right, well, there's a lot to unpack in that sentence. I was like, listen, in wrestling wise, I'll be fair. Okay, I don't care if you're what your life is. If you're in wrestling, the most powerful thing in wrestling is pencil. So I'll put that out there, and I feel like we all could kind of agree on that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Like
we don't care your creed or color, your sexual orientation. We can
No, because
be honest
it
about
doesn't matter.
it. Mm-mm.
Like let's look. To be perfectly honest with you, in that ring, you're almost as equal to the person that you're standing across, no matter what they are on the other side of that ring. They have just as much as opportunity to kick your ass as you're kicking their ass. It's just the way the story is fucking told.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my thought on people who are talking about it in wrestling. I want to get into. We can get into both sides. Chaz, first of all, Chaz said, "Here we go," and then he says, "Wrestling is fake. Sorry, y'all ain't know." First of all, predetermined. We don't use the F word.
No,
Like, you
predetermined.
know
I
this,
agree.
Chaz. It's
Right?
predetermined.
Stop being an ass.
Don't do that. Okay, don't do that. Um, but no. So I want to talk about because these controversies that get popped up, right? They are essentially career killers, right? Is what we'll call them. Clearly, and it was something that was reported that Hogan had said backstage was that no one's letting this heat go, right? This is not passing by, and it's not going to, right? Let's talk about like Hogan's situation, right, where he's caught in a film, right, on not in a film, in an adult film, we'll call it that, on Gawker, right? If you guys don't know what that is, Google it. Uh, so he's talking about some crazy stuff about what he expects from his daughter, right? As far as like dating people and dating a certain type of person. Um, and he's saying all these vile shit, and then he kind of like half-heartedly apologizes to the WWE roster and says, "Be careful what you say on camera. You never know when there's a camera around, brother." Like, bro, like you literally don't understand. Like, you just don't get it. And Mark Henry was trying to help you understand. It was like wanting you to go to different colleges and stuff like that to kind of just explain like what happened. And all you said was, "That's not going to work for me, brother." Like, it's crazy. And then you want these fans to forget that you said that. You want these fans to be on your side. And every time you come out, man, and I don't care who you are, you can be like, "Well, he didn't have this much heat when he was at WrestleMania." Yes, the fuck he did. We
Yeah,
booed the
dude.
shit out of him there. We booed the shit out of him on Netflix. We booed the shit out of him every time he comes on. It's equivalent. Well, okay, it's minorly equivalent to how Dean feels about us with the New Day.
I feel like that's
It's
a
on.
reach, but
It's on. No, it's on site. Every time we see
No,
Hulk Hogan, we
yeah.
are going to boo you
But he's
because
also keeps doing stupid shit too, so that
Yes,
doesn't
he does
help.
shit.
It's like if you think about it, it's like, all right, you want us to forget the bullshit that you're doing, but you keep doing more bullshit.
You keep doing more bullshit.
Like
But we're not gonna forget either because you want to apologize. Like, that's the biggest thing.
he like, and then every time he talks, every time this fucker opens his mouth in like some kind of interview, it's like, okay, nobody remembers anything happening the way that you said. Like, look, we all know that Macho Man died hating your guts
Yeah.
to his last dying breath. Y'all didn't make up. Stop lying. Like,
facts.
like there's a lot of things this man say out of his mouth where it's just like,
And what I hate was the fact that you brought his name up on Raw. Like, you brought his name up, and
yeah,
you know that we know. Like, maybe not these new fans know, but these older
yeah,
fans, you know, before our generation, my generation, generations that are going to be coming after, we know. And then you're out here talking about, "I've had a lot of great tag team partners, brother, and one of those tag partners was the Macho Man, Randy Savage." Shut up, bro. Like, we gonna boo you out the fucking building because you still ain't apologize about the racist ass shit that you said. Like, yeah, your shit has been a career killer because you literally cannot, you can't stop saying dumb shit. You just can't because you lie about everything, man. Everything, bro. Like, even in the Joe Rogan experience, man, when his episode was on there, like, my man, I
oh,
was listening to it and I was like,
It was
I cannot
so
believe that you
hard.
think that this is what was right. What you're saying is remotely right. You know, talking about the Puerto Rico incidents, right? Like all this other stuff, like, "Oh, brother, like, I just shut up." If you
he
would just not say anything, bro, like
right.
it would help you out immensely. Like, people will forget. But the thing is, and this is the other part too. A lot of people were saying on the internet too, and this is why the IWC gets my berry for the week. They're like, well, people hate him because he's a Trump supporter. No, because if that was the case, when Taker came out with Rhea Ripley, they
Right?
would have booed the shit out of him. They didn't care about American Badass. They would have booed the fuck out that man.
Yeah,
They
they
didn't
would
care
have.
about that. It's still the fact that this man still ain't come out of his fucking neck to apologize to people about, yo, I said some shit. I shouldn't have said that shit. I'm very sorry for it. You know, blah, 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 blah. Years ago, had he just said, in the future, I'll do better, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And just something.
It
But
is the
instead, you were
right. It
just,
is the fact that he didn't publicly apologize for it. Like that was out of pocket.
yeah.
Look, as a parent of a daughter, of course, I'd probably say some really out of pocket, fucked up, foul shit if I was like angry about the situation that Key was in. However, I ain't dumb enough to get recorded, so let's just, you know. But like say something, yo, for real. Like say something. Like, don't just sit there and be quiet and expect to like live off of like what you supposedly done when it's already been out there that you were a fucking pain in the ass to begin with.
A whole ass diva. Like that's
Right?
him. And I'm not even using and I'm not even trying to use the name diva in a bad like in the terms like of like the diva champion. I'm talking about this man like it was just everything had to be on his terms. It couldn't be on, hey, I'm sorry that I did this shit. I have to, you know, I have to atone for it. No, he just doesn't think he did anything wrong. And even afterwards, right? I don't know if you guys heard the story or not, but he joked with Jimmy Hart and he was just like, "Oh, you got some heat, brother."
Yeah, I heard something
Like
about that.
I know. But what did you think was gonna happen, bro? Like
Right?
there's a reason why people do not care about you. You literally have a tattoo on your arm that says, I am what I am. And yes, sir, you are. We know exactly who you are. Like, not a
You
good
know what? I think I would respect him a little bit more if he actually just leaned into it and just like was like, "Yup, this is me. Y'all just gonna have to accept that it is what it is." I think I'd respect him a little bit more. I mean, actually, I would. I mean, look who I am. So yeah, I think I would respect that a lot more instead of trying to cover it up.
what, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, like I don't know. It look, I give him look. I'm gonna give him an E just because it's some kind of grading of pushing through that whole entire segment like it wasn't going on.
Every time it opens
Yeah, yeah. He must have turned his hearing aid off.
no. And see, there's Chaz just okay. So every time he opens his mouth, yes, Damien, I was just about to type that. Nah, Taker came out and we cheered. 100%
Exactly.
has nothing to do with politics. Has nothing to do with politics.
Not at all.
You know, I had a conversation with Pope. It's not about politics. 100%.
No, it isn't. It
100%.
really isn't.
Hogan believes he's immune to the heat because he's effing Hulk Hogan. I made wrestling mainstream. I mean, this is true. From the beginning of his time to the videos that came out with the hard R, and after that, he doesn't see the errors in his ways. He really doesn't.
No, he
Uh,
really doesn't.
I'm gonna
I
let you
don't.
twitch. I'm gonna let you say what you want to say. What's up?
So at this point, everybody's saying, it's time for you to atone for what you did. It's time for you to atone for what you said, so on and so forth. And you need to, if you just came out and apologized, and Dean brought it up all the way up to the time that the videos came out with the hard R, like you were okay letting that come out of your mouth, regardless if you knew there was a camera coming or not. Like at this point, your apology don't mean shit. Like apologize all you want, but at the end of the day, you being cool with saying that, like, I'll never have the same respect for you that ever happened. Like, so even if you let's say you took Mark Henry up on his offer and went around to the colleges and atoned for what you did. I don't give a fuck. To be honest, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Terry, you let that shit come out your mouth. Like,
You know what? He let it
I-
come out his mouth and didn't stop himself
I,
after
re-
he said it.
I respect Mark Henry for trying to help him make this right. I respect Mark Henry for that. I'd have respected Mark Henry 10 times more if he'd have slapped the fuck out of him. Like, I'm sorry, there's just some things that you, regardless if you know you're being filmed or not, because let's face it, we live in a day of technology where it ain't even got to be a phone anymore. It could be somebody's smartwatch, somebody's pair of glasses. Like, you don't know when you're being recorded. So the fact that you would let that come out your mouth to begin with, like, no, no, no to everything you do. No to your restaurant that's, 25 minutes down the road from my house. No to your beach shop that has all your merchandise that's 30 minutes the opposite direction. Like, no to the yellow and red. Like, no. Sorry, dude.
He got beer too. Lucky
Yeah,
he
Fuck
didn't
beer.
your
drink.
beer. I don't even drink.
And
Fuck your
WWE,
beer.
WWE. Well, he has his own strand out now too.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
His own whole strand of weed and
Dump
gummies.
it in the trash where it belongs. Right in the trash.
I just so to me, like, what's crazy is that, like, this man, like, doubled down on everything that he had said in that video, and it's like, that he's saying this stuff outside, like, in just everyday use when he's not around people, like around certain people, right? And I think about, like, you look at someone like Hogan and he says all these things, and I understand this is, listen, like, what we're saying is low hanging fruit, right? Because we could go out and we can find other people who've said more ridiculous things, and we can talk about it, right? Right now, TNA has a person on their roster who they didn't have for 2 years because of some shit that she has said and did not apologize for, and then did a whole bunch of other shit that
Yes, she
behind the
did.
scenes, and no one, she's back, and maybe she apologized to her roster, maybe she apologized to the fans somewhere in, like, a random tweet. I don't know. I'm just saying that you know she stopped her whole career for
It
two
did.
years.
I'm just saying, sorry doesn't fix everything.
Mm-mm.
No, it doesn't.
But even for Hogan though, like, this man, like, you look at, like, you looked so confused on Netflix. You looked so confused on Raw as to why the people were booing you, and we all know why. We all know why.
He knows.
And it's like, you trying to cut this babyface promo, and then there was rumors of, like, WWE was gonna lean into it, where they were gonna, like, let him, like, get the heat, and he was gonna be the bad guy. Bro, you were there promoting a beer, like your beer, the beer that WWE has invested interest in,
Right?
and guess what? Nothing.
They are now minority owners.
And minority owners. It's crazy to think, but I just think that, to me, um, yeah, it's just, if Hogan doesn't want to, like, see the errors of his ways and then, like, apologize and, like, really really work on some shit, then every time you come out, you have to expect that you're gonna get booed
Yep.
every
This
single time.
man might as well just go become a recluse, become a hermit, don't leave your house, accept the money that comes in when it comes in, and just stay the fuck out of everybody's way. Nobody fucks
Oh, he'll
with you
probably get.
anymore.
Oh, he'll probably get cheered in Saudi.
Well,
They're a
mm,
little. They're a little behind.
so Jada Parker, I'm just gonna avoid all that and just so Jada Parker is
Hold hold on. His contributions have nothing to do with him being a shitty person. 100%.
Fact.
He legit the old head that don't see nothing wrong with his ways. 100%. Yep, Twitch is speaking for me. Uh,
I
nah,
speak for
Tessa was
people.
doing indie shows and shows in Mexico, and she was fine. She was fine in Mexico, but she was not working in an American company. Is where I'm trying to get with that.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't drink beer, but I'll take Austin beer over Terry's any day. F him, 100%.
Dude, Stone Cold's beer is fucking awesome.
Yeah, Stone Cold. Yeah, Broken Skull is actually a
I
really good
fucking love
IPA.
that beer.
Yeah, I love that beer. And laughed my ass off at Twitch. Okay, so listen, Jada Parker saying her thing, right? That's the other part. That this part two of this. Do we think that her like of it was an IG post that she liked, right? It was of Title IX. Um, do we think this is her career killer, or do we think that this is something that's just gonna end up moving past?
That's really hard because we live in really weird times right now. I feel like, and see, this is where it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because having your own opinion is almost like you're being crucified nowadays. But how far is your own opinion allowed to go before you get what I'm saying? Like, it's I don't think it's a career killer. I don't think that at all. Do I think people are do I think her value as as somebody you would book on a show if WWE decided to let her go because of this or whatever? Maybe, depending how you look at it, but I don't, man, this is hard.
I don't think this is I don't think this is a thing that's gonna get her any heat. Um, I think Chaz actually has a great point.
Yeah,
I'm a
no,
post it up.
very much so.
I don't think it's a
Agreed.
career killer, but she do need to learn to shut the fuck up. By the way, he also said Stone Cold's beer is great. Speak on it, Twitch. I feel you. It is hard. Okay, it is hard because like you have an opinion, you want to address that opinion, but it goes back to something that we talked about um right before we went on hiatus, right? It's the idea that listen, man, like you're a wrestler, you're active, shut the fuck up. You have a brand that you're trying to protect, right? And I get it that you want to voice your opinion and you want your opinion to be known. Great. I want you to, but just understand there's consequences to that. You're damaging not just your brand, but also the brand that represents you, right? So when I say that the Jada Parker brand, I'm also talking about the WWE brand, right? Like that's another brand that you have to understand. Like you're you have to look at the idea of like, hey, although you are a person, and yes, you are, you have a company that's pushing you and driving you up, and you and Chaz actually said it. You took the words right out of my mouth, Chaz. You don't have to explain yourself to nobody, right? It's your opinion, and even though people are going to ask you to like speak on it or say something about it, you don't have to. You just leave the shit alone. You
Yeah.
you said what you wanted to say. Pretty much, you said it pretty loudly when you decided you're like, hey, I like this. I like this post right here, and someone's gonna be like, yo, can you explain yourself? Nope. Pretty much tells you what I think. Um, it was crazy though, because I was like watching her like go to it and explain herself, and then said, especially when she said, I stand with the LGBTQ community, but and I was like, you, yeah, I listen. I don't have a ladder that's gonna go as deep as you're gonna like dig yourself in this hole, bury yourself. But you need to chill. You need to really chill.
I agree with you. You are a brand, and look, I don't need you to be nice to me because, like you said earlier in this, it's on site. Uh
We did say he might be nice to you.
I agree with your opinion that you are representing a brand that is investing time and money with you, and I feel like we've had this conversation before. A strange thing of deja vu is setting in. And I agree with Chaz. You don't have to explain your opinion to anybody. You know, freedom of speech is a beautiful thing, but when you're see, this is where it's hard because it's like you said, when you're representing a brand, like Kanye West said, I can say what I want and nobody will do anything. And within less than 24 hours, you were dropped and lost X amount of money. Like, but yeah, to sum it up, you just need to keep. Not everybody needs to say everything on Twitter.
Facts. 100% facts. Yeah, no, it goes back to I mean, you could just go back to the Dave Chappelle joke, or you just shut the fuck up.
Yep, there you go.
Before we end this, you guys want to talk about anything else? You guys anything on your
Okay,
mind?
because I didn't even say anything about this whole entire situation. Actually, I don't know if I should.
I mean, if you want to say something,
Well,
go
no, I
ahead.
mean, I don't know if I should. Like, all right, so again, you know what? You're right. Her liking that post, that was more than enough. She really didn't have to explain herself. However, I don't see anything wrong with how she explained herself. If I'm being perfectly honest with you. And about the subject, I'm not gonna get into how I feel about the subject exactly because it'll make a lot of people fucking mad. But it is what it is. I don't think it's gonna hurt her. It's just a
No,
fucking opinion. She didn't go like she didn't say anything off the wall, even in her explanation. So it just kind of is what it is. I don't. I like actually forgot about it after I read it because it wasn't that serious.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't know. People get butt hurt really easily, really, really easy.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Like they're soft, super soft.
When it goes back to like just how quick they were like wanting to cancel her because like they just didn't agree with her opinion, and it's like, yeah, I get it, and the thing about especially Twitter, like wrestling Twitter, is just like if you don't agree with everything I say exactly 100% of how I say it, we're gonna cancel you, and it's like, no, that's you can say what you want to say by all means. Doesn't mean I have to like it. Doesn't mean I have to agree with it, right? What I can do is just scroll up.
Right?
Just
That's a beautiful
Don't-
thing happens if you touch your screen and move your finger up or down. Like,
or if you
such a
really don't,
weird thing happens.
right? Or if you really don't want to, just fucking unfollow. You won't see it.
There you go. That's
yeah,
another beautiful thing.
Like, I mean, it's like, and that's my thing. It's like, people are like, oh, well, I don't agree with your opinion, so I want to cancel you. I'm like, well, I don't agree with your opinion, so I guess I could do the same thing, right?
right.
I
I
don't
feel like
agree
it
with
go
the
both
fact
ways.
that people have to breathe the same oxygen as me. Can I cancel them?
I wish we could. I'm right there with you, man.
Dean says it wasn't as deep as they made it out to be. I hate that about in today's day and age. She's entitled to have an opinion. She 100% is allowed to have her opinion, and she didn't have to say anything. And sometimes she don't even have to respond. Like people
Yeah,
ask her to say something, she don't got to. That's her opinion. She made her opinion known. She was like,
yeah,
"Yo, I like this," and that's all. That's all that needs to be said. You don't even have to buy her merch. You don't have to like her. You don't have to do anything. That's the beautiful thing about this country that we live in is that you can just do what you want to do. Just you don't got to respond.
yeah. You can. Oh, the only other thing I want to talk about, which I guess we didn't really, because we didn't know it was going to happen until what Thursday. This merger thing,
Yeah,
Oh
this
yeah,
partnership thing. I met partner.
yeah,
Let me rephrase that. This partnership situation, the situationship between WWE and TNA that they were courting each other for like a year or two, and then they decided to make it Facebook and Twitter public.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. They was talking back and forth. Having some people talk here and there. Yeah, yeah. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
You're right.
yeah,
Finally, they made it official. Put a ring on it.
yeah.
And the
Um,
paper.
um, it's crazy because I was just talking to my wife about this. Like, if this was Vince doing it, the only way he would do it is if he bought them outright for
Yeah,
100% benefit
Yeah.
WWE.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know how beneficial this is to like everybody.
Oh yeah.
Like NXT wrestlers can get out there and get a little bit more experience besides WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the young women and men can come over to the Performance Center in NXT and see how they do things. Even people that have never had a chance to step foot in WWE, that door is like, it's not even a door anymore. That hallway,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
that hallway is like clear.
Oh
You just
yeah.
walk into the next room.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
So like, this is dope as fuck. I mean, you see how fast Genesis little like sign change. You got the NXT at the bottom.
Yeah.
Like that's badass.
Yeah.
Like,
Beautiful time. Beautiful time to be a wrestling fan.
yeah, no, it is. It is. I'm just praying that 2025 is a better year for AEW. I have hopes that they're I don't know. I think they. I hope they can do something big.
I want to see more partnerships like this though. Like I want
No,
to see
I
more
do too.
partnerships. Because AEW and TNA both had a partnership at one
They
time.
did.
I mean, at one time, Kenny Omega was running around with the Impact title, the TNA title. He had the AAA title, he had the AEW title.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
he was title collecting. It was cool. I want to see right in the future, and I know this is gonna be somebody's not gonna like me for this, whatever. I want to see the AEW Championship on WWE TV.
I
I
wouldn't
wouldn't be
mad at
mad at it.
It could be on
Yes, you
NXT.
would, Damien. Stop lying.
It
You
could be on
lying.
NXT. It could be on NXT Evolve.
Look,
Oh.
look. I would not be mad at it. Would I have to go to the doctor and get a checkup for the mild, like, culinary, like the brain aneurysm that I might have if I saw it? Yes, but it's good for business, right?
It's
I'm glad
gonna
you
be
clean. I'm glad you cleaned that up because I really thought you said. I thought you were gonna say
colonoscopy. Yeah. He's gonna need a colonoscopy if it's Jericho that shows up with it because he's gonna shit himself.
I'm probably just gonna keel over and die right there.
If
I do
Is
want
it?
and if Jericho showed up to WWE TV, let's say he shows up to the Royal Rumble with the Ring of Honor title, I would 100% expect Damon to have a fucking heart attack.
Oh,
Probably
damn.
would.
Man have an aneurysm. Just
Right there,
Exactly.
right there, during the watch along. It'd be sad.
Oh man.
this shit would be crazy.
I want to give a quick shout out real quick because if you want a beautiful match of pure technical wrestling, go watch Charles Dempsey versus Chad Gable on this week's episode of Speed. That was my match of the week.
Mm.
That was a really good one.
Shout out to Chad Gable for
Right.
going on Monday Night Raw and putting on a banger of a match with Penta, and then turning around on Wednesday and in 3 minutes, you and Charles Dempsey had a beautiful technical match.
Yeah, it was a banger. I ain't gonna
That was a really good match. Mine was going to be the tag team match against Los Garza versus
Motor City.
Motor City.
yeah.
That was good.
That was the beautiful thing.
Yeah, I was gonna put over Bailey. I was gonna put
That
over
was
Bailey
really
and
fucking good,
yeah.
Tiffany.
Tiffany.
You know somebody else that like got me to go, you've been doing some work with Natty. B-Fab.
B-Fab.
And
Yeah.
Piper Niven?
Yeah.
Woo, dude. B-Fab looking crisp. she's
Man,
putting that work in there.
No, I talked about that, and so it's funny because friend of the show, Logan, right? Big Logan. I told him that. Last year I had talked about that. I was like, yo, I expect to see B-Fab just blow up this year. And he was like, Nah, she's not good enough to do it. She's not good enough. I was like, dog, she in the dungeon right now. She working with Natty. I'm telling you right now.
And TJ,
she gonna light it up. And nah, man, and nah, I don't know. I don't think so. She just doesn't have it for me. Blah 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 blah. And I was like, all right, bro. I mean, it is what it is.
Got it for me.
look what she did in the tournament in the
Yeah.
beginning in that triple threat match. And she didn't do a lot, but you could see the change since you last saw her in the ring.
Yeah.
And then
100%.
this time with Piper, like everything she was hitting, it was clean. She was selling better. She was transitioning better. She knew where she was supposed to be at. Like this was like this was a huge change from what she was doing last year
100%. 100%.
and the year before that.
Yeah, this man, Chaz. I agree with Logan.
Shut up.
Well,
You know
nobody
what?
cares
Charles.
what you think.
You
Fuck
are
your
sick.
opinion.
Maybe-
That's
maybe
exactly.
I'm sick. You are
Yeah.
sick.
You are. That's
You know,
exactly.
Chaz, you could put your opinion out there, or you could just shut the fuck up.
I'm liking the second
That's a good
one.
idea.
I like the second one.
Hey, so all right, real quick before we end this, right? Let's jump over. I want to talk about the poll, right? That's out here.
Oh,
Our dumb ass of the week.
what we got?
I started. This man said I started to shut the fuck up too. All right. So according to the poll, you guys still get your chance to put in and stuff like that, and write in what you guys want. I agree with Chad. Shut the fuck up. So here we go. So who's Damien's dumbass of the week? Well, right now with the leading 67% votes, it is Tony Khan.
See what I tell you? Like, what was the last thing? That last thing that came out about somebody in the back that he like dropped
I
the
don't
ball on.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm also upset with the whole. I can't buy any of Phoenix's merch on AEW.
Yeah, that.
Don't be
That
surprised
just
if I show up
happened.
with a banner that says "Free Ray Phoenix" next week.
Right?
Let's go.
Like, dude, like it's just.
Also, in second place with 33% of the votes is Cope
as it should be.
and Chris Jericho with no votes.
All right, I guess I'll be all right with that one. I'm doing my vote right now.
But it says please do show up with a sign that says that.
Hey, dude, it's just. Well, fuck you, Tony.
Well, that's kind of the show for today. We hope that you guys have enjoyed what we've done. And as we're doing all this new stuff, we're still learning, still plugging and playing and figuring everything out. We want you guys to put in your comments. Still, we still want to talk with you. And then you guys can still go and vote on Dumbass of the Week if you guys want to. With that being said, for Fred Durst, Twitch Graves, for Damien Fatal, the Dark Lord himself, and your friendly neighborhood Red Dog, we are out, and we hope that you guys follow us on all of our social media platforms. And he said before we go, fuck Chaz, always. With that being said, kawaii.
Later.
What's up? It is your friendly neighborhood Red Dog, and thank you for checking out this episode of the 3 Count Podcast. Whether that was Chaz Friends, Red Dog Friends, Damien Friends, The Films Lounge, Now Into the Ring, Now Entering 201, or Now Returning to the Ring, all those great episodes, you should really be liking, commenting, and even sharing this with your friends, family, whoever it may be. But what you all should be doing is checking us out on all of our social media platforms at 3 Count Pod, whether that's on IG, Twitch, you can check us out on Threads, whatever it may be. And if you go check us out on X, it is 3count_pod. Check us out on YouTube, as well as Facebook, on Rumble, on Apple Music, on Spotify, all those fun things. Tell your mom about us, your dad about us, your aunties, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, and your best friends and your enemies, because we love haters too. Do all that stuff, and then, last but not least, buy our merch on foryourwear.com or prowrestlingtees.com. Kawaii.